What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another DVD slash Blu-ray pickups. Excuse me. I haven't done one of these in a little while, so I have quite a number of different Blu-rays. This is going to be an all Blu-ray pickups. And I have about 7 things that I have here. Most of them are just movies, but I do have 2 TV shows as well. So let's just get right into it. They're in no particular order. And yeah, so let's just go through the normal Blu-ray movies, then I have a steelbook, and then we'll go to the TV shows. So the first Blu-ray movie I picked up is Tropic Thunder. This movie is one that I've wanted for a while. It's not the funniest movie I've ever seen, but I actually really like it. It's a pretty funny movie. It has a lot of actors that I like. And it's like a parody movie about it's like a funny parody movie about making movies. And it's really funny. And I've always liked this movie. It's just an interesting cast and just an interesting concept. And I always thought it was really funny. So I wanted to pick that one up. So that's a nice one to have. Alright, the next one I picked up is another comedy movie. This one is much funnier, I think, and I really, really like this one. It's by Seth MacFarlane, I believe, is the person who either directed it or produced it or something, and that is Paul. Paul's a really great sci-fi comedy movie. If you like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they are in this movie, and that combination right there is the reason why I watched this movie in the first place. And they work really, really well together. Pretty much any movie that they're in, I absolutely love. They're hilarious together. Even their short on College Humor about Star Wars, I really like that one too. So I pretty much like every movie that both of them are in. And then add to the mix Seth MacFarlane, and then you have a really, really good trio of comedy. And I think it works really, really well. I wish there were more movies with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, because I just feel like there's not enough of them. I feel like they could be like the next Monty Python. And so I'm really happy to have them. I think I have almost every single movie by both of them. I think I'm missing At World's End, but other than that, I have them all. And it's a really great movie. You should check that one out. The next one I picked up is one of my favorite movies from when I was a kid. And I've always wanted to pick this one up, and I saw it at Walmart for a really good deal, so I decided to get it finally. And it came with a digital copy, which is always a bonus. So I got Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And this is a I think it's a mid-90s actually, mid-90s movie, fantasy setting. It's very cheesy. You know, like some of the 90s movies ended up being, it was very cheesy. But I really, really like it. It's got a good cast. It's got Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, and it's really, really good. I like the soundtrack. It's not like a dark fantasy Robin Hood or anything, so it's just a fun, light fantasy movie. Obviously, it's not historically accurate or anything because it's about Robin Hood, but I think it's definitely worth checking out if you're into that sort of thing. And this is one of my favorite movies as a kid, so I had to get it. Alright, this next one was one I had never seen, so I bought it and I watched it already. And this one surprised me a lot. I've wanted to check this one out for a while, but it was a straight-to-DVD or straight-to-video movie. And I've been getting into the straight-to-video movies just because some of them end up being really, really good, but some of them also are really, really bad. So it's a hit or miss when you go with straight-to-video movie. But this one is published by Magnet, and so far my track record with Magnet has been pretty good, so I might check out some of their other stuff as well. This one is Black Death. This is probably about my 3rd Magnet movie I have, and this one's really, really good. It's got Sean Bean in it. It's got the Red Woman from Game of Thrones, and the guy from Fantastic Beasts. And it's a good cast. It's a really strong cast. And this is a movie about the Black Plague and basically all the superstition that was going around during the Black Plague. It's a historically accurate for the most part, and it's really, really well done. It reminds me of like the older fantasy movies, like Troy or Kingdom of Heaven, where it's all it feels very real and gritty, as opposed to the after 300 fantasy movies that all feel very like larger than life, and just it just doesn't look realistic to me. And this is shot in that older style, and I really, really like movies that are shot like this. I love the way that this movie is shot. The soundtrack is also surprisingly really good in this movie, so that just really adds to the atmosphere of the whole thing. The combat's alright. The battle scenes do have quite a bit of shaky cam footage, but it's not like the worst shaky cam I've ever seen. It's nowhere near on the Elysium scale of shaky cam, because I found that movie absolutely unwatchable in the action sequences, but this one's watchable, but there's a bit of shaky cam in it. The plot itself is very well done. It's got a good twist in it, and it's just really, really good. So if you've never watched this one, or never even heard of it, I'd recommend checking this one out. It's very cool if you like that older fantasy, medievally style movie, so definitely check that one out. Alright, so now we'll move on to the steelbook. I got one steelbook, and this is one that I told you guys that I wanted to get when it came out, and it completes the collection, and I'm glad the steelbook matches the other four, because sometimes they make a new steelbook and it doesn't match the older ones, so that kind of annoys me. But this one matches, so it's really, really cool, and that is Underworld Blood Wars. So I got this and I watched it already. This movie was not disappointing, but it wasn't amazing either, so I think it was better than Underworld Awakening by a long shot, but it doesn't capture the same feel as the first three. Those first three just have like some kind of dark atmosphere to it. I don't know what it is that they did, but it just has a darker and like real cool atmosphere. But this one, it just doesn't capture that quite. It tries, but it just doesn't do it. I think it suffers from the continuation of Underworld Awakening, because obviously this takes place after Underworld Awakening. I think it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, but it's not my favorite Underworld movie, so I definitely wouldn't like recommend this one as your first like foray into the Underworld universe. I definitely would wait after you've watched the other ones, because this one's not a good example of the content in the Underworld universe. But, you know, it's worth watching if you've watched all of the other ones already, because it does continue the story, and it does end with quite a big cliffhanger. And I'm not sure, are they going to make another one? Who knows, because I don't think this did particularly well. It got really bad ratings, so I don't know. Maybe worth checking out if you're a collector like me and like having the whole set in steelbook. Definitely check this one out. I found the steelbook really hard to find, too. One of the Best Buys in my area was completely sold out of them. And my closer Best Buy, that normally doesn't get a whole lot of steelbooks, only had 3. So I would say that this is a rarer steelbook, unless they do a reprint like they did with the Deadpool steelbook. So who knows? All right. So the last stuff I got are anime / TV show Blu-rays, and I got 2 here. I've not seen either of these. Like with most of my TV stuff, I don't get a chance to watch all of it until after I do these videos. So, yeah, so I got 2 here that I've been interested in checking out. And the first one I have here is the complete Fafnir collection. This has Fafnir Heaven and Earth, which is the movie, and it has the Fafnir complete series, all on Blu-ray. This is the Save Edition. I just flipped the alternate artwork out because I don't like that green Save logo at all. So, Fafnir. Fafnir is mostly made by the same guy who did Gundam Seed. I'm not sure what's wrong with my voice right now, but it's all over the place. But yeah, Fafnir is supposed to be by the same guy who did Gundam Seed, so you have that same art style. You have 3D mechs in it, which I'm not particularly fond of, but I feel like it could be done well. Sometimes you get some good 3D mechs, but oftentimes they're not very good, so I'm still interested in checking it out because I've heard it's basically what the guy who made Gundam Seed wanted Gundam Seed to be, but Bandai said no. So this is basically the story he had in mind when making Gundam Seed originally, but obviously it's not in the Gundam universe, so you have new mechs and stuff. So I'm I'm gonna say that this one is probably gonna be pretty good. It's a mid-2000s anime, so the anime style might not be for everyone, but it might be worth checking out. So I'm excited to get that. Now, the last one that I got is one that I'm most excited for. This is the continuation in the Gundam franchise, and I've watched everything in the Universal Century so far up to this one. I'm gonna do I'll just show you this first. I picked up Gundam Reconguista, or oftentimes referred to G-Reco, and this takes place 1100 years after the first Gundam in the Universal Century. I'm going to go by the Bandai chronological order because I feel like when Tomino said that this came after Turn A, that wasn't exactly true, or he was just messing with somebody. I don't know. I've heard reports that he was drunk during that time. So Bandai insists that this takes place before Turn A, and a lot of fans also say it doesn't make sense if it takes place after Turn A, so I'm going to watch this one, then Turn A. So I've watched everything up to this point, 1100 years after the original Gundam. This is 25 episodes. It takes place after the Universal Century, technically. This is the Re-Guild Century now. I've actually heard, since I bought this, that Tomino is going to make another G-Reco anime, so it's going to take place in the G-Reco timeline. So that'll be interesting. I'll have to watch this one soon then. But the art style is amazing. I absolutely love the art style in this one. It looks super cool. I'm excited I'm almost finished with the Universal Century now. But yeah, Tomino's later stuff has been progressively not as good in quality, I think. I think it really dropped off after Victory Gundam. Like, I watched some Overman King Gainer, and it was okay, but it wasn't like amazing. I think Double Zeta was his best work, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about it because it's a new late UC Gundam, so I'm excited to watch it. So that's everything that I've pretty much picked up. I cannot wait to watch that one. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of an overview of everything that I picked up. Let me grab them all real quick. My Blu-ray case, these Blu-ray cases that I bought recently have, I don't know, these past couple ones have been pretty fragile. I've cracked 2 of them on the corner. I'm not sure how that happened because I'm pretty careful with mine. So this is pretty much everything I picked up. You can pause it if you'd like. But yeah, so if you have any recommendations for movies, I'm always happy to check them out. I watch pretty much every single movie you guys recommend. I like checking out all sorts of different kind of stuff. What did you guys pick up in terms of movies this recently? I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Have you watched anything in the theaters? I just finished watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which ended up being pretty good. Wasn't as good as I was expecting, but whatever. Yeah, so that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.